So how does this thing work? It's on, no, it's working.
Well, you're wearing the locator right now, sir. And you're in the office. See, got some voice activation, so you don't have to turn it on or off.
Right. This is good. Is there any chance to get two of these? You see, the whole point of this thing is to have the whole thing on file.
Yes,
on my file. I don't want it on your file, or Bob's, or anybody else's, my file.
Yes, sir. I think it's going to be a very fine system, sir.
All right, thank you, Butterfield. Have a nice day.
Mr. President!
Ah, Henry, how are you?
Very good, sir. How are you?
I'm great, Henry. You know, I've just had these voice recognizing systems installed in the office. State of the art, best there is. Oh, what do you think?
They sound excellent, sir. I came to talk to you about...
That's great, Henry. You know, I just wanted to mention something about our chat yesterday.
What was our chat yesterday?
The gay thing.
Oh, the gay thing.
Yes. Now, I don't want my views misunderstood or misinterpreted. I am the most tolerant person out of anybody in this shop. They have a problem. They're born that way. You know this. Well, the tendency to think is when I say they're born that way is, either way, you know, Boy Scout leaders and YMCA leaders and others bring them in that direction, and teachers. And if you look over the history of societies, you will find that some of the highly intelligent people were all homosexuals. Oscar Wilde, Aristotle, etc., etc. Nero, of course, was in a public way with a boy in Rome.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of Roman emperors.
Exactly,
you
but
know.
once a society moves in that direction, the whole vitality goes out of that society. Now, isn't that right, Henry?
Well, if
Do you see a society where it differs or changes?
It's certainly the case in antiquity. The Romans
The
were
Greeks.
notorious homosexuals.
The Greeks had plenty of it, by God. Now, I'm not going to have a situation where we pass a law saying, well, now, kids, just go out and be gay. I mean, they can do it if they want to. That's a lifestyle I don't want to touch. Just leave them alone.
Well, it's one thing, you know, for people we know who do it discreetly.
Exactly.
But to make it a national policy...
It'll all go to chaos. You've got to stop at a certain point. Also, why is it that girls don't swear? Because a man, people can't tolerate it when a girl swears.
No, girls do swear.
Huh?
They do now.
Oh, they do now. Either way, a man who swears, a man drunk, people will say that it's a sign of masculinity or some other damn thing. But you show me a girl that swears, and I'll show you an awfully unattractive person. Sweetheart, jacket. And none of the attractive girls do swear. Isn't that right, sweetheart?
Yes, Mr. President.
Isn't that right, Henry?
Exactly, sir.
Exactly.
You know, it sure is a great day to relax. Grab a seat, lean on back, crack open a six-pack.
Shit, I have to be somewhere
Hey,
today.
the sun is out, the kids are away. I mean to say, I imagine this is what heaven's like. A bit of respite, doing whatever I like. I mean, I love them, but by God, they're a handful.
Damn right.
Amen, but like,
Hey man, what day is it today? It's a Sunday. Fuck! Baseball! Welcome to the changing of times. Better keep up or you'll get left behind.
It is a beautiful day, Henry, beautiful.
I just came to tell
Barely
you
a
that.
cloud in the sky. You know, I'll let you into a little secret. I've traveled all around the globe, from Italy to Japan, and nowhere does the sunshine this bright.
Well, it is forecast for rain later,
On
sir.
a day like this, no chance.
Well,
You know, just to
yeah.
be on the safe side, I better go out for a drive before the clouds start rolling in.
That's just the thing. You can't. They're out there again, blocking the gate.
Well, get someone to goddamn move 'em. I'm gonna enjoy my time in the sun if it's the last thing I do.
Welcome to the changing of times. Better keep up or you'll get left behind.
This magazine stands as a single mainstream publication dedicated to voicing feminist issues. This is bigger than hula hoops, refrigerators, cars. We can't just half-ass these covers. They need to mean something. Most rubber magazines just put on a sex object on the cover as bait. We're not those magazines. We need something women can see and needs to be to the changing of the times. Better keep up or I'll get left behind.
Private heads are probably too slow. Our paper sales have continued to fall. We need something juicy, something tasty, something to attract the eye of the extremely wealthy.
Oh, I got it. How about government spies?
No, you idiot! We don't want to scare them away. We need their money here to stay. We don't have time to mess around. I need ideas, so gather round.
Sir, I have an idea.
Hey, now,
So
Gloria.
here, look, I've been working on
Gloria, you sit down
Yes,
now.
sir, I think it's brilliant.
Gloria, shut up and sit
No,
down.
sir. You will listen to what I have to say.
We're here to print papers, not mushy stories. Now get out!
Hey, Gloria, it's me, Joe. How things been?
Look, Joe, I'm not in the mood.
Come on, don't say that. What's wrong?
You on the list? I've been fired. I can't pay my rent. And I want to write, but nobody is giving me the chance.
Well, I think I can offer you a job. I know about a job sending students to conferences.
I don't know. Sounds a bit sketchy.
Suit yourself. All I'm saying is that it's not like anyone else is beating down your door offering you a job.
Guess I can give it a try.
Welcome to the changing of the times. Make it up or you'll get left behind. Welcome to the changing of the times. Make it up or you'll get left behind.
Well, yes, obviously. I've come all the way out here, haven't I? Look, I think we're doing some important work here and have the possibility to make some significant changes.
Good to hear it. Glad I picked you to come out with us.
As am I, but you must be able to see the logic in my skepticism.
I can't, unfortunately.
Come on. You're telling me you can't possibly imagine why the American government might have ulterior motives for sending students and officials to Europe to debate against communism?
I think we have the power to warrant our venture out here. I have faith in you all, and in your ability to see through to even the hard-headed left-wing nuts out here.
Just think about it, right?
Look, John, no.
You're telling me you can't think it's odd why you can't tell me where the money's coming from? Or that the fact that independent research service that has so kindly sent us here materialized out of nothing all of a sudden, just in time to send students and officials to Europe to debate against...
To what, John? Spy on the whole of Europe?
No, but to spy on the people at these conferences. Maybe the extreme left-wing speakers, some of whom are American, are of interest to the CIA.
And who do you think is in on this, then? Am I taking checks under the table? Does the janitor have an earpiece with a direct channel to the Pentagon?
Well, I don't think the Hungarian janitor is going to be a big fan of the American Secret Service.
No, but I'm sure he can do with the extra money.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Janitors here get paid a lot more than they do in the U.S. Hey, maybe this socialism thing works after all, huh? I've been converted.
Careful, John. You can't say things like that, jokes like that, get people sent home.
What? You gonna grass me up to your CIA buddies? Have my plane mysteriously disappear in the Pacific somewhere?
Do you really think I'm on the CIA payroll here? With a debating team with a true intent of writing what? Biographies on people of interest so that the man can put them through a system and see what comes out?
No, I don't think you are, Gloria. I think you're here doing a job because you believe in it, as do I. But I think there's a chance that someone here is.
Who? The janitor?
Oh, no. He's KGB, battling off bacteria from our hallway floors in the name of our Lord Savior, Stalin. I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, see ya, John.
Hey, fuck the CIA, am I right?
Goodbye,
fuck the
John.
CIA.
See ya, Gloria.
Clay, Belka.
Skeptical student.
You've got some odd friends, Gloria, that's for sure.
Mr. Felker, how can I help you? Still snooping around for the big scoop.
Yeah, well, I'm always looking for my next big story, Gloria, and I think one lies right here.
Clay, no, I just have that
Right, it's a work in progress, but here's the thing so far. So, you've been sent here with magically appearing money as director of the Independent Research Service, the IRS, to to have students talk with commie students here in Heartland, Europe.
Yes, that all sounds
Okay, well, how's this? The CIA have funded this expedition to have members of your staff and students write biographies on people of interest here in Europe, to run them through a CIA database and see if any of them are smuggling pipe bombs in their asses back to the land of the free. You are running a CIA front to spy on students here in Europe and add them to a CIA blacklist. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
All right, well, fuck. You know, I said it was a work in progress. Fucking CIA always sprouting up everywhere. You want to go grab a coffee?
What? So I can help you with your big story.
Look, I came all the way down here, Gloria. The least you could do is come get a coffee with me. Besides, you might be a natural at it. Journalism.
Glad I met you, Clay. Everyone out here is such a stick up their ass.
Well, let's go get coffee and we can talk about all the sticks and all the asses. Sound good?
Sounds grand, Clay. Sounds grand.
Come on.
Now, girls, do you see anything you like? Oh, good choice, Patty. I can order that in for you next week.
That would be perfect, thank you.
See anything you like, Patty?
Well, this would just be perfect.
How much is it? Well, ordinarily it would be $60, but I'll do it for you for $50. That's a good deal, Patty.
It's a bit pricey, isn't it?
Well, the bag is easy to dispose and it's practically tear-proof.
Is it man-proof, though?
I don't think anything is man-proof.
I came home the other week, and I kid you not, my Harry had put floor cleaner on the dishes. I almost had a fit.
I can't imagine. Well, at least your husband helps around the house. Mine doesn't even bother putting his dirty underwear in the laundry basket.
That's disgusting.
I know.
And that's not even half of it. I don't actually mean it thinks. He knows what a vacuum cleaner looks like. Much less how to use one.
Oh, and yet they think they're somehow superior.
Who does?
Us men, they think that we were put on this earth just to serve them. But it's not true. We can achieve anything we put our minds to, but because all day, every day, they tell us that our opinions are worthless, we resign ourselves to sitting, oohing and eyeing at pieces of fucking Tupperware.
And what exactly is wrong with looking at my Tupperware?
Nothing in principle. It's just that we could be doing so much more. But here we are, cleaning up after our children and our husbands. And all the feminists are so busy dumbing it down and not listening to housewives like us that they completely miss the point.
Exactly. Everything is all about women who have careers and are powering their way through the glass ceiling. So women like us just quietly getting on with things, we get left behind. And then we have to watch the dreams that we once had just wither, die.
It's true. I always wanted to be a writer. But my husband told me that no one's going to read anything written by a woman. Oh, God. But I actually think it's not just the men who tell us we can't achieve things. I think we're telling it ourselves because it's easier than admitting that we haven't reached our full potential.
Well, my husband is a very loving man. He supported me my whole life and never stopped me doing whatever it was I wanted to do. My ex, on the other hand. Anyway, all I'm saying is, if we keep telling ourselves we can't do something, then of course we can't.
When I got married 5 years ago, I never imagined this would be my life. I sometimes wonder what all those years of trying to build a career for myself were for. The highlight of it is a goddamn Tupperware party, for God's sake.
Well, I had no idea any of you felt this way. I thought I was all alone. We have to share this.
But how?
I don't know yet, but we just have to. Together we can change things.
One thing is for sure, what is personal is political, and we need direct action.
There's something contagious about demanding freedom. From our hand comes the labor that brings fruit from the earth. And when we bring our chains, how we fly, how we fly. From our lives comes the knowledge
We can go blind. Time Magazine, Newsweek, and Ed Sullivan have expressed how amazing our bunnies are. They are the stars, and the Playboy Club is the stage. You can apply at special interviews January 26th to 27th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And ladies, please bring a swimsuit or a leotard, please.
All right, girls, let's line up.
There you go.
What are you wearing? I don't own a leotard. This is
all I have.
Playboy, not fucking synchronized swimming. Right, girls, this is your bunny training. Listen and learn. Now, our key holders get VIP treatment. VIP standing for very important Playboy.
Who are these VIPs?
Businessmen, politicians, even people from the movies.
Are they rich?
Dripping in it.
Oh.
You can give these VIPs your full name, go anywhere in the club they want you to, and you can even go out on real dates with them.
But I'm married.
You don't actually go out with them. You make them think you'll go out with them. Then they'll tip you more. As bunnies, you'll be rewarded with merits. 100 merits equals $25. Demerits are also given for lateness, messy bobtail, and chewing gum. As bunnies, you're required to identify 143 brands of liquor, know how to garnish 20 cocktail variations. Oh, and you'll also be required to have a doctor's examination.
What kind of examination?
A physical examination. A complete physical examination.
But I don't want anybody seeing my...
All bunnies have to do it. Then we know everyone in the club is clean. We usually find that girls who object have some reason to. If you refuse, you might as well leave now. Hand in your ears, jaws on your left.
Oh, God.
Now, bunnies have to master the required maneuvers to work. These include the bunny stance, stand with your legs together, back arched, hips tucked under. Good. Now the most famous maneuver of all, the bunny dip. Gracefully leaning backwards while bending at the knees. This will allow you to serve drinks while keeping your costume in place. Now, girls, let's raise those trays high. Follow me, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 pound. That would lead to demerits. We'll now test you on your bunny greeting, which you were asked to learn. I'll demonstrate firstly. Good evening, sir. I'm your bunny Lynn. May I see the member's key, please? Are you the key holder? Is this a borrowed key? Key holder. Thank you. Now I'll be happy to take your order. Okay, who's next?
Good evening, sir. I'm your bunny Marie. May I see the member's key, please? Are you the key holder, or is this a borrowed key?
Key holder.
Thank you, and I'll be happy to take your order.
Real good job, sweetie. Next.
Good evening, sir. I'm your bunny Bobby. Good evening, sir. I'm your bunny Bobby. Can I see? Oh my God, she is so fucking embarrassing. How did she get this job?
She's a fucking idiot.
Key holder. Key holder. Shit. Key holder.
Oh, next!
Next.
Good evening, sir. I'm your bunny too.
Not so loud, June. You don't scare
Can
the
I
life.
see the members?
Oh my gosh, Jesus Christ, you girls are useless. Funny mistress, I think we're gonna have to show these girls how it's done. Follow us, girls, and at least try to keep up. 5, 6, 7, 8.
mission's a complete load of
It's a
crap.
complete load of crap.
Absolute joke. If you ask
It's
me.
total bullshit.
Exactly.
It's total bullshit. You know, I heard that we spent $15 billion on going to the moon, and I don't see us getting any closer
See,
to it.
I heard 18 billion.
You're shitting me.
I don't care about the big numbers. The point is, we don't have the money right now to be spending on the fucking moon. Have you seen how expensive shit is? Like gas, groceries.
So expensive, especially gas.
It would be cool if we did get to the moon, though, huh?
Oh, fuck yeah, but when's that gonna happen?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know, yeah, but it might be soon, we just don't know. What do you think's up there?
A whole lot of nothing?
Aliens.
How big fucking aliens?
What about God?
Nah, if he's around, I'm sure he's a bit higher than the moon.
Or maybe he's on the side of the moon and that's why we never see him.
Or maybe he's fucking your wife and that's why we never see her.
Fuck you! Fuck me, fuck you!
Hey, fuck you both!
Fuck us!
Fuck all of you!
And my car's gone to shit.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, well, I wish I was, but the piston rings are popped and I'm looking at $450 to get them fixed. I don't have that money right now.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. One of the guys at the pizza place has been giving me rides for now, but they said they're gonna fire me if I don't get it fixed.
That's
But how
rough.
do they expect me to afford fixing it if they fire me? It is rough.
Real rough.
Yeah, well, Kathy's been busting my balls about work at the minute.
Busting your balls?
Oh,
Typical.
Yeah, she keeps telling me to pick up more hours, get more shifts. Honey, think of the children, think about their education.
And then you gotta get them everything for their birthdays and for Christmas, and then, oh, honey, we gotta get new pants for the boy for school. I thought we got him new pants last week. Yeah, he's ripped them. Well, why has he ripped them? I don't know, he just has. We need new pants. Yes, dear.
Of course,
It
darling.
would be my pleasure.
I love you.
No, but I get it. I love them so fucking much. You know, I would do anything for them. But you know, it's just so hard having the only job because I want to make the kids happy, but to make them happy, I need more money. That means I need to work more hours. And if I work more hours, that means I don't go to see them as much. And then Kathy gets mad at me, and I just want to like stop for like 1 minute.
Can you take out the trash? Are you coming?
Yes, I'm coming.
Do you think he's okay?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Might be struggling, though.
No, I'm sure he's good. He's a tough
A
cookie.
tough cookie, and if you wanted to talk, he would say something.
Damn right.
Damn.
Put it over there.
Well, they are putting it over there. The bags are ripping it. Why do you get the kids to do it?
Oh,
Come on, look, there. There, it's done.
thank you.
You ever been to Lake Michigan?
No.
Well, you should go. Take Mary and the kids, they'd like it.
Okay, I will.
Big game on Saturday.
Yeah,
very
big game.
Huge game. I think you're putting some money on us to win.
I don't think I'll put any money on it.
Why? I got a good feeling about it.
I don't think so.
Hey, Joe Namath has done more for the Jets than any other quarterback this season.
Exactly. The Packers don't even come close to us. It's an easy win.
Hey, well, you guys are both to come around here and watch the game if you like.
Oh, perfect.
Sounds great.
Yeah, she'll be okay. Just gotta check with the wife first.
Oh, yeah,
Alright,
check
check
with
with
the
the
wife.
Shut the fuck up. Like it's any different for you guys.
Oh, you know, Mary found a Playboy magazine under Tommy's bed the other day.
Oh, hang on. How old is Tommy now?
14.
Oh, he's becoming a man now.
Yeah, but it's a rookie mistake hiding it under the bed. You should have taught him
Yeah,
better.
He's gonna want to curl up and die when he finds out his mom found it.
Mary wants me to have a man-to-man
Oh,
chat
thank the
with him.
Lord she's being merciful.
Way better to have it from your dad than your mom.
No, guys, you don't get it. The worst part about it was that it was my magazine. I put it there so she wouldn't find it.
You framed your own son with a Playboy magazine.
I just thought she was gonna look under the bed. I thought it was safe.
Fuck, that shit's priceless.
Oh shit, I'm fucked. I'm screwed. Okay, Jesus Christ, I am coming. Fuck.
You cracked me up, man.
You must be the new girl. Hi, yes, I'm Bobby. I'm Bobby. Great, nice to meet you. I'm Shirley. I'm the head buddy here, so if you have any questions or complaints, come to me, not Mr. Loans. So I just need you to fill out a quick medical history form for us, and you're all set for your physical exam with Dr. Davis. Are you aware this includes an internal physical? Yes, I have a question about that. I read that we are required to take a Wasserman test. Yes. It seems a little ominous to test for venereal disease. All employees have to do it. You'll know then that everyone in the club is clean. But what does it matter to me if they're clean? It's free, and it's for everybody's good. How? We usually find that the girls who strongly object to it have some reason. Do you? No? Great. Now that's sorted. Miss Shea wants to have a quick chat with you before you start your training today. She'll be out whenever she's ready for us. I noticed on your application that you worked as a hostess dancer in Paris and as a waitress in London. That's impressive. Yes, straight out of college I traveled to Europe just for a change of scene. Have you ever traveled? I was
was an airline hostess for a while, but you know, once you've seen Hong Kong, you've seen it all.
How long have you been a bunny for?
It'll be 3 years this May.
That's such a long time. Does it ever get tiring?
What do you mean?
I mean, the heels, the costumes, the men constantly drooling over you, the long hours.
Honey, if you have a problem with those things, you should probably find a different job.
Oh, no, I don't have a problem with it. I just think it must get exhausting. Have you never considered doing something else?
I could ask you that question.
Oh, well, I've wanted to be a bunny for as long as I can remember. I'm just curious to know why so many girls sign up, considering all the judgment that comes with it.
You get used to it. The jerks that decide to judge my life choices don't know the half of it.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I don't have an education. I have a pretty face, so I put it to use. Like, what's a girl like me supposed to do? I feel pretty, I get paid, I have a home here.
I also read that some girls see the club as a way of objectifying us.
Who? Those girls that call themselves feminists, you know, they go on and on about female empowerment and sexual liberation, then have the cheek to call me a whore for doing what I want with my body.
They really call you that.
I cannot tell you the number of times I have left this club and had abuse like that hurled at me.
So would you not consider yourself a feminist?
Nope. I don't feel the need to label myself anything, and that's why I can't understand why people feel the need to shove their opinions of me down my throat. I don't care.
I never thought of it like that. A lot of my friends are feminists, and when I told them that I was taking this job, they just said that us girls are just desperate for male attention.
You know, people seem to think the only reason we do this is for attention. And what's wrong with liking attention? I'm not looking for validation from these men. I know I look good. If a rich, good-looking man wants to tell me that as well, I'm not gonna say no.
Oh, you must be the new girl, isn't you? Oh, look at you. Oh, listen, I am absolutely desperate. I need a girl to work the head check tonight from 7:30 to 4 a.m. Will you help me out?
Of course, if you think I can handle it.
Oh, sure you will. It's perfectly simple, but first you'll get trained, and then all you have to do is turn up and make it at 7. Do you have your social security number?
Yes, I lost it, but I've written it over there.
Oh, well, then you're all set. But first you'll have the bunny mother lecture, then you'll have the bunny father lecture, and then bunny school, and then training on the floor. Any questions?
Nope.
Oh, well, then you'll just do just fine here as long as you keep on smiling. Oh.
Come on, ladies, get your ass in gear. We've got it in the lock like ours, so keep on going. It looks like we never get the cans from. Stop it. You know encouragement isn't my strong suit. Why are we doing this again?
To show the men that we are not afraid and we will not be beaten down.
Oh, what she means is that it's a pageant, it's a big deal, so if we're going to protest it properly, we're going to have to get creative.
I used to love watching Miss America when I was a kid, but as I got older, it started to creep me
Oh,
out.
God, same here. It's just so weird. Oh, there's women in bathing suits and high heels. Definitely not what I'm wearing to go swimming.
That's the problem. Women don't represent us. They're fake and phony.
Yeah, I guess,
right?
but why Miss America out of all the things to protest?
It's Miss America because it represents everything that is wrong with men in society today.
Thank you.
You know, petite young girls being paraded around in ball gowns and swimsuits. Sleazy hosts can gawk at them and get in their pants.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, why does it affect us what other women do with their bodies?
It affects us what men choose to do with their eyes. And hands.
Yes,
And
yes.
feet.
Yeah, I guess.
What about don't be a Playboy accessory?
I love
Good
that.
job,
Love it.
With all the hard work we're putting in, we'll have brought down the patriarchy in no time.
Ain't she sweet? Making profit off her meat. Beauty sells, she's told so. She's up-plugging it. Ain't she sweet?
On September 7th in Atlantic City, the annual Miss America pageant will again crown
First up, we have Miss Oregon. Margine Key Langley.
Yes, boys! Step forward! How much am I offered for this #1 piece of prime American property?
So, Margine, pretty little Margine, tell me, what's your biggest dream?
I have always wanted to be a wife and mother.
Yeah.
That's what women are supposed to be. Inoffensive, bland, apolitical.
Well, I'm sure with a pretty little face like yours, you'll have no trouble finding yourself a nice husband. Miss Oregon, everybody. Next up, we have Miss Iowa. Suzanne Thompson, would you walk out onto the ramp and blow everyone a kiss?
She doesn't talk at all unless she
Miss Iowa, everybody. Next up, we have Miss Illinois. Judith Ford, who stands at 5'7", weighs 125 pounds, and measures in at 36, 24 and a half, 36.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're tall, short, over, or under what weight the man prescribed you should be, forget it!
So, Judy, can I call you Judy? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 18 years old. I'm from Boone County, Illinois, and I love to play sports.
Oh my God! Sports! Oh, you're too precious for that. The sports ground is no place for a girl like you. What sports do you play?
Personality, intelligence, commitment, and wise. Conformity is the key to the crown, and by extension to success in our society.
Yes! Trampolining mainly. I'm on the national team for trampolining.
Trampolining, well, I sure look forward to seeing you do that. I mean, for the judges are for the talent portion. You must be a very
Well, we have to do a lot of stretches.
To win approval, we must be both wholesome and sexy.
So tell me, what does your boyfriend think about you doing the pageant?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Yeah! A pretty girl like you with no boyfriend, with there are thousands of men watching you right now. I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding yourself a nice fella, as long as you keep on smiling.
Well, it really
Yes, sir, you can use the
I'm trying to talk and I can't. You know he's not even listening to you, right?
I'm sorry?
Look at him. He's practically drooling.
The judges don't care about your answer. They're just staring at your tits. Excuse me.
I mean, look at what they make you wear. Come on, it's not exactly comfortable.
Actually, I quite.
Why do you do it? You do realize you're perpetuating the ridiculous beauty standards us girls are forced to live up to.
You're a walking, talking model for the man.
They look at you like they're little play dolls.
And what is it that you're doing?
What?
I'm a play doll. That's clearly what you see me as, some plastic, superficial doll.
No, that's what
Have
very
you
good
ever
for you.
stopped to think that this is my choice? That I do the pageant for my own enjoyment, not some man.
But it's for their
They
entertainment.
actually get up on pitying women against other women, fighting for their approval.
Women against women. That's ironic. If you're so determined to fight for women's rights, then why are you working against...
Hey, blow me a kiss, baby, and I'll be on your way.
Thank you very much. Now for the most important announcement of all. Miss America 1969, drum roll please. Miss America 1969 is Miss Illinois.
Hey, protesting Miss America. What the
Complete load of crap. Let's go, boys. Woo!
My boys, you know he's a nice guy, ain't he?
He is a real nice guy.
Who's this?
John, he works at the pizza place.
Yeah, new guy.
Ah, bring him down to the bar at the weekend.
Can. They don't let coloreds in there.
Oh, what about Mose?
Same thing.
Another time, you know?
Yeah, no time.
Hey, do you think he'll come through?
What, are you kidding?
There's no fucking way.
Hey, can you stop swearing? You know Mary doesn't like you in front of the kids.
Oh, shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up.
Shut the fuckity fuck up.
Fuck you guys.
Come on, Lou. You know that they're gonna learn how to swear from some other kid at school.
We
anyhow.
hardly see him enough to make a difference anyway.
And when you do finally see them, it's after you done busting your ass down at the factory and praying to God you don't get sick. So I ain't surprised if they do learn a few swear words.
I know. I just got a right howling from Mary about last time. I just can't be dealing with that no more. You know, I bust my ass to feed them and bed them, and when I come home, I just get shouted at.
I hear all that. But do you think it'll work?
You can't be serious.
There's no fucking freaking way.
It's a scam.
But what if this time it ain't? What if this time we invest and we get to make all of it back? And we can finally leave this shitty neighborhood with our bastard boss and their non-paid overtime with the fucking dogs.
But Jimmy, if you want out the neighborhood and out your job, there's a real easy answer.
Yeah, and what's that?
I'm sure there's a bed for you in Nam.
Fuck off, Steve.
Oh, what are you fucking scared?
Fuck off.
Come on, Steve, cut it out. You know that place is bad news. Plus, he's got kids. What are we to do? Leave him?
Well, I've got kids.
Kid.
Shut up, okay? A kid. And you all know I'd be out there right now with my army greens if it wasn't for my fucking eye.
Yeah, you can't even see a kid, the court said.
Yeah, fuck the court, that was
You
bullshit.
can't be driving your kids drunk, Steve, even you know that.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be drinking, huh? You find out your dad's dying and you can't afford to pay his medical bills and food for your kids, so you gotta choose to watch one of them wither away. And no one's there to help you, because fuck you, man up, this is the real world. So fuck me, huh?
Fuck all of us.
Yeah, fuck all of us.
We certainly are fucked.
Yeah, well, don't go complaining about the draft, okay? I fucking wish I could be drafted.
Oh shit, Steve. Heard something at the shop the other day about it getting easier to enlist. Turns out no one's signing up no more, being it's on the news and that.
Well, there you go, Steve. Why are you going to enlist first thing in the morning?
I got work in the morning.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if you lose your job. You'll be off in Nam soon, wrapped up warm in your red, white, and blue.
I'm busy, alright? Stop busting my ass.
How's the kid?
He's good. Hitting balls further than Babe Ruth ever did.
That's a good kid.
Yeah, it's a real good kid. You got that.
I know. I wish I lived closer to him.
Yeah. You guys feel good for the game this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Well, good, because I managed to get us front row tickets. You guys better come.
No way, front row. How'd you get those?
From Sam.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Real sorry about him getting drafted, Jimmy.
Yeah, so am I.
He'll be fine, Jimmy. Toughest kid to ever come out of New York, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Swear to God, I saw him knock out a cow once.
Bullshit.
No, it's true. It's true.
What?
No, hey! Minus for the cars! Minus for the cars! Keep your eye, come here. Keep your eye on second base. That kid's got no stamina. You'll kill him. Jeez, I'm living in lost the cars. God, I'm dead wish that kid. Okay, Joe, tell him about the cows.
This cow is the size of a milk cart. I'm talking a cow the size of a defensive lineman that's eaten a defensive lineman, and it's just walking down the street that Jimmy and Sam used to live on.
There ain't cows that big.
This one was.
It was.
And it's just walking down the street, and next thing I know, it's just charging Jimmy, bull rushing.
Yeah, cow just rushing it.
Mooing the fuck out of him.
Yeah, no, moo.
And then, next thing I know, out comes Sam, gets between Jimmy and the cow, and he throws a punch like a baseball right at the cow's stupid face.
And what happened?
He knocked the cow out!
No fucking
He knocked the
way.
cow out!
Bullshit.
Knocked it cold like less than an ollie!
Oh, that Sammy's a freaking monster.
Yeah, we just fine in now, Jimmy. We just fine.
Just fine now.
Yeah, I mean, those Viet Cong ain't got shit on a giant cow. He'll be fine. I mean, as long as he's not a Marine. Those guys get sent to hell for a postman's salary.
Yeah, well, he was drafted in the Marines.
Well, shit. Postmen make good money. Fuck it, they make a hell of a lot more than I do. I ain't bashing it.
He'll be just fine in now.
He'll be fine, Jimmy. Just fine.
Oh shit, Steve, your boy's up next, huh?
Okay, come on, boy.
Ain't got nothing that Peterson boy's throwing on.
Peterson ain't got shit in his arm. My boy's got dynamite in his
I
bag.
don't know.
Get me out of this shit, old boy. Get me out of this pizza place. You're my ticket out of here, boy. That is my fucking boy.
You know, I was just 27 years old when I first started this magazine. You know, I raised $8,000 from 45 different investors. I wanted to create a sexual revolution where we don't have to hide our desires. Sex shouldn't be something we do behind closed doors. It should be something sophisticated and fun.
Mr. Hefner, am I correct in thinking that two of your biggest investors were your mother and brother, raising a total of $2,000?
I don't see how that has any relevance at all. They invested because they believed in sexual liberation. The fact that they happen to be related to me has no point whatsoever.
Mr. Hefner, could
only bought my magazine for the nude images, then what would be the point of the other 100 pages? I could save a whole lot of money on prints. So the answer to your question is no. There are hundreds of reasons as to why Playboy is one of the most successful magazines in America, and why other similar magazines just haven't even come close.
Hugh, are you concerned that you could be leading a whole generation into objectifying the female body?
Absolutely not. Playboy is about showing pride in female beauty. I'm showing a generation how to be comfortable in their own skin. I see myself as a visionary, reshaping the ideas surrounding feminism, race relations, but most importantly, human sexuality.
What are your thoughts then on Gloria Steinem's view of Playboy and the fact that she went undercover in your company?
Do we have to talk about that? I just don't think it's necessary to speak about a woman who trampled all over my company for her own personal gain.
What personal gain?
Are you blind? That's all you see now. Gloria Steinem, a feminist icon, plastered all over the newspapers, all because she... You know what, we're done. Gloria Steinem was a fabulous bunny and a great pair of legs, you know, and this apparent exposing of my sexist treatment towards the bunnies is just, and excuse my language, girls, utter horseshit. It was a very dark time for me and the rest of Playboy. But we will continue what we started, making the world a sexually liberated place to live, so America can be great again.
So wonderful. You should definitely try that. Should we get started?
Oh, so we're letting men into our meetings now?
Oh, come on, Vivian. You're in his house after all. You're drinking his coffee.
White folk can't stay in Black Power meetings, so men can't stay in ours. This is only for women.
Paul, do you mind?
Sure. Be back to dinner.
Thank you, sweetie.
Heather, can I have a word?
You're angry?
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, why ask it like a question when in fact it's a comment, a judgment?
Everyone in the entire group must be given the chance to bear testimony before the meeting ends. Should I get you a drink? There's beer in the fridge.
I don't want no beer.
Don't.
Don't what?
I don't want a beer, not I want no beer. Do what you like. I'm going back in there. Come back when you've cooled off.
Of course you are. Heather, what changed?
When bearing testimony, each sister must state two specific instances from her life rather than generalizing from these specifics.
We used to be fine before you let these women manipulate you and convince you that you're oppressed. Cooking dinner, looking after the kids, all these things that you women complain about. It's just what women do.
If questions are asked, they should be to clarify further the specifics of a sister's testimony and not to comment upon a sister's situation or to interpret it for her.
We used to be fine, Paul, because I used to do the dirty work without blinking an eye and obeying your every command. I'm not complaining, I just want to be equal. I'm trying to make women who are like me so totally devoted to my kids that I began to forget who I am. Somebody who thought they should do everything with their husband, yet now can't even sit down and read a book alone.
Everyone in the group must assume that each sister knows best her own motivation and needs no help and interpretation. This is a judgment. We must never judge another sister's testimony.
When the kids are napping and I have an hour to myself, I just walk around the house waiting for them to wake up. I've done everything a wife is supposed to, hobbies, gardening, pickling, canning. I can do it all. But at the end of the day, I have nothing to think about or talk about.
We seem to have a lot to talk about with these women.
After all testimony has been given, an attempt is to be made by the entire group to see if any generalizations can be made from the testimony given.
Exactly.
I'm trying to make women who are still like that see that there is more to life than cooking and cleaning and making their husband happy. As they fade away, becoming the server of food, the putter on of pants, and the bed maker. It would be nice if, say, once in a while, I could go out with my friends whilst you watch the kids.
Each and every sister has an obligation to speak out if any of these rules are broken.
Yes.
Does that stop you, though, from looking miserable all the time, staring into space? I see you when you're with the kids, looking desperate to escape the cage of a home I provide for you. I mean, it's like you resent yourself for even marrying me.
These rules are to be read before every session of consciousness raising.
I wasn't aware that I did that. You'll have to let me know next time I do.
Oh, will I? There's a lot of things these days that you're not aware of. I mean, I just don't want us to end with another bra burning.
That's not what
Anybody
this is
getting
about,
arrested.
Paul.
If that happens, believe me, you won't have a home to come back to.
What?
You heard you. Whatever. enjoy your therapy?
You know, I've been thinking a lot recently, and I've come to realize that men just don't find the real selves of women attractive anymore. There are all these things women feel like they have to do in order to make themselves attractive. You know, even going blind because wearing glasses isn't attractive.
We are continually exploited as sex objects, as breeders, domestic servants and cheap labor.
We are considered inferior beings whose only purpose is to enhance man's life.
You know what? I am a perfect specimen of who we're trying to reach. A genuine housewife. When I got pregnant, I had to leave my job. I wanted to go back when I finished nursing, but neither my father nor Paul would let me. A woman's place is in the home, it's just the way it is. When I first started coming to these meetings, I was shocked to hear women talk with authority about politics, something I'd only ever heard men do. I am sick of them thinking that we meet for therapy when this so-called therapy is the only thing that stops me from going mad.
If all women are being accused of being too emotional, what does that mean? If people who are powerless aren't being heard and respected, I mean, it can drive a person just a little bit hysterical.
Men, like our own damn president, are obsessed with the idea that female equality will lead to the death of civilization and a return to barbarism. I mean, sure, life will change. Life always changes, but it still goes on. We shouldn't fall for any line about the death of everything if men take a turn at the dishes.
Therapy, my ass. Therapy implies there are individual solutions, assuming that every male-female relationship is different. But our problem is collective. It's political. No man believes he is oppressing or exploiting his wife. Half the population.
Our therapy is the only method by which we can ensure that when we speak out to liberate our sisters, our words are based on the concrete realities of our lives.
What are you writing there?
Oh, hold on. Okay.
1. After centuries of individual and preliminary political struggle, women are uniting to achieve their final liberation from male supremacy. 2. Women are an oppressed class. Our oppression is total, affecting every facet of our lives. Our prescribed behavior is enforced by the threat of physical violence. 3. We identify the agents of our oppression as men. Male supremacy is the oldest, most basic form of domination, but that has got to change.
Yes! 4. We identify with all women. We define our best interests with those of the most poorest, most brutally exploited women.
Yes.
5. We reject the idea that women consent to or are to blame for their own oppression. Women's submission is not the result of brainwashing or stupidity or mental illness, but the continual daily pressures from men.
Yes! Ladies, I present to you our manifesto.
Today, a panel of clergymen, doctors, and other professional experts is picking apart the abortion law. They will tell us in their usual daddy knows best manner just how much power over our own reproductive processes we should be allowed to have. We say the only real experts in abortion are women! Yes! Women who have known the pain, fear, and socially imposed guilt of an illegal abortion. Women who have seen their friends dead or in agony because of post-abortion infections. Women who have had children with the wrong man at the wrong time because no doctor would help them. Repeal all abortion laws! Repeal all abortion laws! Repeal all abortion laws! Repeal all abortion laws!
Today we are gathered to discuss the potential for a reform to the current abortion laws. I would firstly like to thank our panel of experts for coming here today. Perhaps Mr. Blumenthal, as Manhattan Democratic Assemblyman, you would like to start.
I would like to initially put forward a bill whereby a woman can have an abortion if the pregnancy is caused by rape or incest, or if the girl is 15 or under. Also, much like the current law in Mississippi, a woman can have an abortion if her physical or mental health is endangered. Under these circumstances, a woman could have what is known as a therapeutic abortion.
We need to hold our own Red Stockings abortion hearing. We thought that by discussing our own experiences of abortion in what some might call a subjective way, we could find out more about our own reality, our own oppression, than by looking at objective things.
In 1964, a friend mentioned that his sister was pregnant and nearly suicidal. Could I do anything about it? I was referred through a series of connections to a doctor, asked him if he would perform the abortion. He said yes. A few weeks later, somebody else called who was also looking for an abortion. The word had spread.
I have prepared a bill that would allow the expectant woman to have an abortion if that woman has had 4 or more children and therefore paid her debt to society. I cannot condone an abortion of any kind. It's the first step towards a genetic selection first seen in Nazi Germany. It's akin to infanticide.
The real experts? The women! Read the abortion law instead of wasting time talking about this stupid fucking reform!
A woman can sleep with as many men as she wishes as long as she doesn't get pregnant. Because as soon as she gets pregnant, everybody knows you screwed around. You can't hide it. You can't tell your mother you stayed over at your girlfriend's house like, there it is. So like, look, Mom, I'm not that nice little virgin anymore, and there's the proof. You know, the deal with these hearings a few weeks ago when some of the women went down there and something was said that completely shocked me. Some judge in the range of late 60s, early 70s, this is the expert on abortion, got up and said this great reform. That after a woman has paid her debt to society by having 4 children and is pregnant with the 5th, guess what? You can have an abortion. Paid her debt to society. And this is the way that women are thought of. We have a debt. We have no debt. At that point, I decided to set up a bit of a system, which has now become the Jane Collective. A service that has come to be because I know that women are sometimes desperate, and they are going to hurt themselves in order to end their pregnancies. So I told people to ask for Jane. I had no idea what it would become.
We've waited and waited while you've held one hearing after another. Meanwhile, the baby I didn't want is 2 years old.
2 years old!
No more male legislators.
Having your own case. This does not get you anywhere.
Why do you think that we exist?
We all resent having our bodies controlled by men.
We have women who are in need of the abortion service call us. And of course, having Jane available without having to refer to countless doctors offering therapeutic abortions or denying one altogether is a godsend for countless women. What I want to talk about is something that I had called a therapeutic abortion. Therapeutic. I don't know, I've been trying to figure out for many years what that meant.
It's obscene to see all these men sitting up there deciding on the law when it's the women who have the abortion.
That's great. They shouldn't be allowed to decide on this matter.
All abortion laws!
I can tell within the first minute what they're calling it out because there's a pause, a hesitance, a tension. Many are frightened because 3 people discussing an abortion is a conspiracy to commit felony murder. When I got pregnant, I was fortunate because I have a sister who's a nurse. And unless you know how to go about doing things, it is very hard. My sister said, well, look, go and see this doctor and talk to him. And I did, and he said, well, you're pregnant. What do you want me to do about it? I said, well, I don't want to have the baby. He said, well, do you have some money? I said, I don't have much. I didn't have any, but I was going to figure it out. You know, I just have to sell my body for the rest. I mean, what was going to happen? I couldn't get pregnant again. So I told him I had some money, and he said, you need to go and see these psychiatrists. And I won't mention their names, but if you want to ask me later, I'll tell you. Because they can grant you an abortion. So I went to see them. The group taking calls, and we first and foremost offer counseling. The women are then brought to specific houses on a rotating basis where the procedures are done. The service moves every day from somebody's home to somebody's home, using what tools and comforts we can get a hold of, which is really quite amazing. When I began Jane work, a dozen women a week were coming through. After about 6 months, when it became clear that we could offer safe and somewhat comfortable procedures, 100 women were coming through, and that number is only rising.
The reason we have the law that we have now is that men want to make women suffer for their sins, forcing them to carry an unwanted pregnancy.
Exactly. What better expert on abortion is there than women? Do you have to be an expert to get pregnant?
I knew I was going in to tell this psychiatrist that I was going insane, because that's what you have to tell him, that you're going to commit suicide. And you can't just say, now, Doc, I'm going to commit suicide. You have to bring a razor or something and say, if you don't tell me I can have an abortion right now, I'm going to go and jump off the Verrazano Bridge.
Initially, we referred the callers to male doctors who we'd met and interviewed, making sure they had the appropriate medical credentials. Unfortunately, it came to our attention that one doctor had lied about his credentials, which made us all nervous. But I thought, if one shady doctor can perform the procedure safely, then why can't we? So ultimately, one really good abortionist taught Janes how to do abortions with skill and care, and those Janes taught other Janes.
The psychiatrist just came out and said, well, look, what are you going to do if you can't get an abortion? And I knew what he wanted me to say, and that was, well, I'm going to kill myself. And he wrote it down like that. I'm going to kill myself. And then he said to me, $60.
I would bet that these ladies are mentally disturbed and should be allowed to Now, I happen to agree with your opinion, but I have never met such rude ladies.
Well, one day I was in college, and my sister saw me just standing there. She said, come on, you've got to go to the hospital right now. I mean, just like that, I still have my books. I was brought up to the labor room, and I could hear all these women screaming and yelling, you know, going to have their babies.
Now, we don't want you to control this here. We usually hold these hearings in controlled session. We'll have to do so to continue.
I just didn't know what was happening, and the nurse comes in, and she shaves you, and she sticks a needle in you wrong, and the bottle is hanging in, and I thought, maybe they were going to kill me. It's not funny. I actually thought that maybe that they were going to kill me. And then the doctor came, and I was really crying, and he said, what are you crying about? I said, I'm scared. He said, my job is to bring life into this world, not to kill it.
We tried to make our patients as comfortable as possible, with water and towels on hand, and maybe even a swig of whiskey.
This is my sympathetic obstetrician giving me my therapeutic abortion, but you know, he handled it very well.
If we had the luxury of accessible legal abortions, a good doctor may want to start the process the day before. Unfortunately, we have to make do without this comfort.
Then you're put up on the maternity ward. This is all therapeutic. This is torture. This is planned. You just had an abortion and you're put up on the maternity ward. Oh, they just happened to find me a room right next to the nursery, near all the little babies crying. They bring out the little babies to their mothers and you have to see all this shit. And then the nurse comes in and she says, oh right, the abortion patient. I won't forget that.
You must make sure you wash your hands and the appropriate equipment, keeping it close by so that the whole thing can be as swift as possible.
If you do not want a pregnancy, you're faced with a very clear reality, and that is that you are sacrificing your life when you get into a car on the back of 54th Street and Lexington Avenue. You're blindfolded, you're taken someplace, you don't know where.
A woman lies on her back with her legs apart, feet placed on cushions or whatever else you can find, as if she's having a standard pelvic exam.
You're not given an anesthetic. The instruments are not even sterilized. You can wind up with an infection. You can wind up never being able to have children. And this is what women have to go through. This is our debt to society. And as I said before, we owe society nothing. Society owes us something, and that is the right to do what we want with our own body.
The next part is tricky. It's the part that a bad doctor would rush, leaving the woman in danger of infection. You have to carefully remove the lining of the uterus.
This meeting is designed not to measure public opinion of which we are already aware. This panel is of experts.
The people in the audience who have had abortions, but you will listen to us!
After the procedure, it is important to tell them what they should do to take care of themselves. No sex and no tampons for at least 2 weeks. You should also tell them that their next period may be later than they expect, so that they don't panic about the procedure not working.
And this is why we're here tonight, to make things come home. Not to talk about the philosophical aspect, not to talk about the religious aspects of it. A priest, a rabbi, a minister, a nun. No one is the expert unless they've had an abortion, or unless they might have to have it, which is all women.
It seems we can no longer continue to have this meeting in public.
Oh,
You're giving us no choice but to have this meeting in a private, intimate manner. Come on.
And I just want to say one more thing, and I'm just going to sit up and watch down. There's a misconception about motherhood and the way that women feel. People feel like if we legalize abortion, then everybody's going to want to have an abortion. Like you're not accepting responsibility for your actions. Like no one will want kids. This just isn't true. At that time, I did not feel I could go through with having a child. There were so many more things that were so much more important to me, to my own development. I was still working a lot of things out for myself. Well, I got pregnant a second time, and I did feel at that time I could go through with having a pregnancy, and I did. And have a child. She's 18 months old, and like this is the greatest thing. But it does not mean that at that time I was negating my responsibility. I had no responsibility to that thing that was inside of me. The only responsibility I had was when I decided to keep my pregnancy. And I believe this is the way every child should be born into this world. As a wanted child. I believe every human being has the right to be wanted, and every woman should get to make that decision, no one else.
How much power could we ever have? How much power could we ever have? I'm not crazy. The system's crazy. No power. Fate of our bodies. We need to find a strength. No, we're not alone. We need to find our voice. Together we will grow. So will you be equal and hear our call and follow the footsteps of those that came before? How much power could we ever have? I need to find the strength. No, I'm not alone. I won't be thrown aside. I will grow. So we'll be equal and hear my call and follow my footsteps and see us all. We won't be silenced. We'll stand tall. How much power could we ever have? How much power could we ever have? I'm not crazy. The system's crazy. No power. Fate of our bodies.
So what day you want to move it to?
Thursday night.
Hell no, go Wednesday. The sooner the better.
Going Wednesday now?
Hell yeah. Does that mean our hands are tied for the rest of the week?
Well, no. We could bomb the bejesus out of North Vietnam. Apart from Hanoi and the Haiphong area.
You would not, because you in fact have said you would not bomb that area. That is what you said, isn't it, Henry?
That's right.
What about naval action?
We could go up and down the coast, but no farther than the 20th parallel in effect.
Well, that's all right too.
But, Mr. President, that would get every port in North Vietnam apart from Haiphong.
Well, that's all right. That just lets Abrams control his air power over the battle area. And they've been getting quite a shock up in that area for a while now.
Mr. President, they certainly know what the situation is.
They certainly do. How do you think they'll interpret, Henry? How do you think they'll interpret our stopping hitting the north? Protest or something? That's what worries me. What do you think they'll write? Squealing?
No, they're just reporting. It's the first wave. They're doing wave after wave. But they can't see the B-52s, and they dropped 1 million pounds of bombs.
1 million pounds of bombs.
1 million pounds of bombs.
1 million pounds of bombs. In the Haiphong area?
In the Haiphong area.
Well, that's more impact, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's shock treatment right there. Crackling them down.
Exactly.
You know, the only thing I regret is that we didn't take out the power plants. The power plants, Henry, that can really demoralize a person.
There may be a power plant south of the 20th parallel.
I meant the ones in Hanoi.
There
What
may
about the
be
lights?
one on there. There may be one on there.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to check. They were given 10 targets, of which they were supposed to hit 6.
Well, it's gonna be a good strike, Henry, isn't it?
196 planes, Mr. President. That's pretty serious.
Well, I mean in World War I, II, in fact, we used to have 1,000 plane raids.
No, these planes, each plane can carry 10 times as much as the World War II plane could carry. Mr. President, even if the protests do stop, we still have a big whole car.
The fact that you've been to Russia.
Exactly, Mr. President.
Very good, Henry.
Okay, man, that's a problem we need to solve. These women are starting to get out of control. We need a plan to make them look bad in the public eye.
I know. Portray them as spies.
I like that. But we need something juicy, something tasty. The men that run this paper, they are extremely wealthy. We can't have them looking bad. We need their money like really, really bad.
I've got it. How about gals squeal for appeal?
Bingo, give me more.
How about no more mail?
No more male legislators.
Yes, what else?
Sir, I have a photograph of them shouting and screaming like a pack of dogs, disgusting to hear it.
Perfect, put it on.
Excuse me, sir. I have an idea. It's a little different, but how about not the church, not the state? Women must decide their fate.
I'm sorry, what? Who are you?
I'm Miss Parker, sir. I've worked here for 8 months.
Well, Miss Parker, that's 8 months too long. Get out.
But sir, I really
This
don't.
isn't Wonderland, Miss Parker. We're here to print papers, not mushy stories. So you can either sit down and shut up or get out.
But sir.
Print the paper!
So I lost my job, but it's okay. It's totally fine. I'll make money some other way. But God, I've got so much more to say. But where do I even start? Ms. Magazine? Oh my God! This is it! This is an opportunity I can't miss! East 32nd Street and 3rd.
Oh, sorry, miss.
It's Ms. For God's sake!
What?
This article telling women how to cope with a possessive boy. It's ridiculous. These magazines are aimed at women, yet their message is all wrong. I can't read a single article without
Meredith?
these people telling women how to change themselves for men. They should be writing to
Meredith!
the women's movement. Oh, you're so good at that, Mr. Falker. I wish I could test my physical abilities, but I'm just good at making coffee.
Well, it's easy. Come on, I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
So, bend the knees.
Yeah.
Try to shake the hips a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Now keep an eye on that ball.
Okay.
And now, 3, 2, 1. There we go. See, hole in one, easy as pie.
Mr. Falker. Like, trying to have a conversation with you?
Yeah, sorry. Coffee, no milk, 2
Two
sugars.
sugars. I got it.
All right, off you pop. I'm thinking about starting my own female magazine. What?
You can't be serious.
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be?
Clay, you can't have a credible women's magazine that's owned and edited by a man.
Why not?
That's like having a credible civil rights magazine that's owned and edited by white folk.
Okay, but I'm sure there's lots of women in the company who would love to work.
You can't just hire the women who happen to be about. You need the right women for the job.
Okay, well, you would be perfect for the job.
No, Clay. Besides, I'm already busy working on a newsletter to raise money for the Women's Action Alliance.
Newsletters don't sell, Gloria.
Maybe not, but at least we'll be sending the right message, rather than all these shitty male-dominated magazines.
Suit yourself, Gloria, but I'm gonna check on that coffee, all right? Meredith!
Say!
Meredith!
Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Johnson. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome back. Now, my first guest tonight is Mrs. Ellen Willis, a leading pioneer in the women's liberation movement and founding member of the Red Stockings. Some have crowned her the sex queen of that same group. The critics spend as much time assessing her physical attributes as they do her manifesto's ideals. One called her an amorous boa constrictor. She's especially telling in portraying sluttish eroticism through Zap theater and feminist propaganda, whatever they are. Please give a warm welcome for Mrs. Ellen Willis. Woo! Oh, welcome. I think I have to say, Mrs. Willis, incidentally, is the most gorgeous blonde. If you're seeing it in black and white, it is something you are missing.
It's Ms.
Ms.
Yes, Ms.
Well, Ms. Willis tells me she's Ms. Willis, as no man has ever plucked up the courage to ask her, as a challenge to any bachelors out there tonight, and perhaps one here in the studio. Who knows? You interested in music or sailing, Ms.
Why?
Willis?
Are you starting a matrimonial agency?
I have a lot of energy, but not that much, Ms. Willis. Fast, hold
You must.
I must.
34.
Really? You don't look anything like that, if I may say so. What are your interests?
Well, I'd say at the moment the forefront motion of the Red Star.
No. I mean non-political interests.
You seriously treat this like it's a date. I thought this was a serious talk show.
This is a serious talk show. I'm simply trying to make conversation with you. What would you rather I talked about?
Oh, I don't know, maybe about my ideals or about the movement.
Well, no offense, Ms. Willis, but that's really rather boring, isn't it? I'm sure my viewers would much rather find out about who you are as a person than a bunch of women complaining.
The movement was the whole reason I was invited onto this show in the first place.
Whoa, why are you getting so angry? You wonder why people don't take your movement seriously. Try showing some class and decorum.
How can you say that when you've treated me with such utter disrespect from the moment I walked out here? You instantly undressed me with your eyes and you've talked about nothing we were supposed to talk about. Nothing to do with the movement. You just tried to chat me up. Well,
unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much.
But I've not been given a chance to speak.
Isn't that a shame? Whoever booked you really should have warned me about your temper. Whoever they are, you can be sure they'll be fired.
You know what? I don't need this show. I especially don't need to sit here and listen to you sexist, misogynistic, low-life scumbag waste of oxygen.
Well, there you have it, folks. They can't take a joke even when their manifesto is one of the funniest I've ever read. Remember, men, if you go to work tomorrow to find that your secretary's refusing to do the filing, and you come home to find your wife refusing to do the cooking, don't blame them. Remember, you gave them the vote 50 years ago. Coming to you from a male chauvinist.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Matt, how's work?
Yeah, still have been a grown man who delivers pizzas. Still no look on the job front, no?
No, you know, a week ago I couldn't bear the thought of looking at another shipping container again. Now I'd give anything to be back in work, even if it means dragging Kathy in New Jersey. Hey, who's your friend?
This is Jono. You know Jono, I told you about him. I'm just dropping him home, seeing as we're done for the night.
Pleasure, sir.
Sir, you can call me Jimmy. Hey, Steve, I was thinking of going to Moe's later for a beer. You coming?
I would, but they won't let Jono in, so
Oh, it's okay. Go with him. If you
No,
like.
I said I'd take you home, so I will.
Well, shit, let's just have some pizza and a beer here.
Thanks.
How you find the job?
Yeah, long and hard, but Lord knows I need the money.
Yeah, don't we all?
So you still can't convince Kathy to move to New Jersey, huh?
No, she keeps saying, I'm not moving to New Jersey, and all our friends and family live here. Besides, now she's part of this women's feminist movement. I don't stand a chance.
Oh, no, they got it, did they?
Well, don't get me wrong, Steve. Like, I was raised by strong women. I think women should have the right to work and to live. But, why do they have to hate men so much? Huh?
That's more the radical feminists. But to be fair, they have to be a bit radical to get people to listen.
What do you mean?
Well, they signed the Civil Rights Act in '64. Next to nothing has actually changed since then. Shit's all kind of messed up. Race, sex too. At least these feminist groups are trying to change that.
I'd be a fucking radical if they paid me what they're paying you. Last week you worked double my hours for half my pay.
Well, I hear that, but I mean, if I hear Gloria says one more time, I'm gonna throw myself off this building. Evening, Steve, Jimmy. Now, Joe here managed to get drunk and punch an off-duty cop over at Louis'. Unfortunately, I was in the area and managed to get there just as the other guy pulled his piece. You know, the other guy wanted to beat the shit out of him, but he's from another precinct. I think I managed to sort it out. I know Joe's having some trouble with work at the moment, so I thought I'd cut him some slack. You guys still live in the same area, yeah?
Yeah, I'll take him home.
You know, he's lucky I was there. I think I would have killed him. Yeah, well, thank you, Frank. Sorry, is this man bothering you, gentlemen?
No, we're just having a conversation.
Are we friends with colors now?
He's cool, Frank.
What'd you say to him?
I didn't say anything.
You didn't say nothing, Frank.
That's Officer Dempsey to you. Ought to watch yourself. Wagging your lip to an officer like that.
Please, it's fine. I'll take him home.
Hey, look, Frank, it's fine. I'll send him off home later, huh? Someone will teach you some respect. Look after your friend.
Fucking stick up his ass, Frank Dempsey.
Fuck that guy.
You get that shit from cops a lot?
All the fucking time, man. You know, sometimes you can't even much as smile at white people before you get smacked over the head or locked up. You know, it seems as if we come so far, then we just get hit right back down. To top it all off, some prick just got shot Martin Luther King, so we're all fucked.
Yeah, well, you know, cops around here have always been heavy-handed. I remember once me and Joe got caught stealing liquor and then underage drinking in the park by some hard-ass New York cop. Yeah, he dragged us home, took our liquor, you know, even threatened us with jail time. My parents were so angry.
My friend got his teeth knocked out the other day just for refusing to leave a bar.
Yeah, well, it's not a competition, huh?
I mean, the cop was asking for it. He tried to do me out of a beer.
Shut the fuck up,
How was I supposed to know he had a badge? And a gun?
Hey, shut the fuck up. What if you've been shot?
Well, then the life insurance would have come through. I'm sure my family would have been delighted.
Hey, stop with that shit. You know they'd starve for that
And you
shit.
don't have life insurance, asshole. You don't even come close to qualifying.
Has work been quiet?
Quiet. No one's fixing that car no more. They're just buying new ones. That or it's family who can't afford to fix it, so I'm just doing it for free. I'm fucked.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
At least you got a job, though. You know how long it took me to find this pizza delivery thing? I was working for months.
Yo, there's no work around here.
Bullshit. The only reason I got this job is because the owner's got a son in Nam who writes back about all his colored friends. And you know what, Pop? They ain't all that bad. You guys could walk into a bar and be employed there by the end of the week. That same bar has a sign on the outside that says, "No Negroes." Yeah, man, life's hard. Being poor's hard.
Jimmy! The baby's crying!
I know the baby's crying, so stop the baby crying.
I'm doing the laundry! And you haven't taken the trash out!
I was about to.
I have to do everything in this house. You're useless! You know what? Gloria Steinem right. Women need men like the fish need the bicycle.
Yeah, well, maybe if Gloria Steinem paid our rent, I might be more interested in what Gloria Steinem got to say.
Well, maybe if you got a job instead of staying on your ass all day, we might be able to pay rent.
Jeez, Jim, you really need that money,
You know,
huh?
Fish needs a bicycle. It's a good one. It's
Yeah,
a
we'll
good
let you
one.
another draft in Vietnam, so hopefully I'll get called up.
Ah, fuck Vietnam. We got no right to be there. It's just killing and dying.
Yeah, well, maybe Gloria Steinem and the women's liberation movement will go and fight it for us. Anyway, I better get back inside. Shut that thing up. Hey, good night, fellas. It was nice to meet you, gentlemen.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Gloria Steinem says wipe your feet on the mat before you go inside.
All right, ladies, sit down, take a seat. Welcome. Come on in closer. Everyone here? Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming, ladies. I'm really excited to hear your ideas in a possible newsletter, please sit, to raise money for the WAA. Right now, we can't get any real stories published about women, so I thought, why not get us all together so we can change that? Real stories written by real women that all women can access. I think a newsletter is a brilliant idea, Gloria. It allows us to universalize our message and communicate with women from all walks of life.
Yes, but shouldn't we have a specific target audience? Like fellow advocates of the movement? Rather than aiming to change everyone's point of view with one newsletter.
We can't just continue speaking to feminists. We need to speak to all women and allow them the opportunity to learn and get involved.
Yes, I agree with Bill. We need to focus on the people already participating in the movement, rather than trying to convert every woman in New York.
I was thinking more of every woman in America.
Yes! All right. Forget about our target audience for a second. What do we want to broach in the newsletter?
We need to write articles that people are too uneducated to write about. For example, raising awareness on abortion or sexual harassment. We need women to know that these things happen and that they're not alone.
I agree with all of that, but I don't think a newsletter will sell. Gloria, you are in a position where you can take advantage of your notoriety and do something bigger than a newsletter, which has been done before.
Like what?
A magazine.
Brendan, no, you know I don't think there's a demand for it.
Of course there is, and it will be more accessible.
I don't know, it's
Well,
not...
I think it's a great idea.
So do
But I think it could work.
Yes, all right.
What about you two?
What kind of magazine are we talking about?
I'm thinking slick glossy. That will appeal to a wider audience. We want to infiltrate America's home.
Yes! What? Housewives? Yes, exactly.
They have a lot to learn, and we can help them.
I just think we have very different ideas.
I personally don't have any desire to create a magazine for the women who read the ladies' home.
They need to be liberated. And right now, we are the only women speaking out.
Exactly. How do you expect us to gain support if the women we're fighting for don't even know we're fighting for them?
As far as I'm concerned, any woman who has decided to hand her life over to some pig of a man and have to work for the rest of her life is already a lost cause.
I have a husband. Does that mean I'm a lost cause?
Oh, well, how are you here in the first place? Your husband let you off the leash for a day.
Well, at least I have a husband.
Oh, what did you just say?
You sounded like such a dog!
another prominent feminist. What did I do in a previous life to deserve this? An American-Canadian radical feminist and founding member of both the Red Stockings and the New York Radical Women. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Shulamith Firestone. Hello, hello, you look wonderful.
Is this how you greet all the guests on your show? With such rude and ignorant comments? Do you have a problem with women's liberation or something?
No, I don't know how this whole thing got started. I love the women's movement, especially when walking behind it.
Is the whole interview gonna be like this?
Get on with the first question. So I believe you were a part of the 1968 Miss America protest.
Yes, I was. It was about showing the people of America and the pageant girls themselves that they're worth more than this. You know, they're smart and intelligent and shouldn't be paraded around like pieces of meat for male consumption.
Why not reward her for a nice body? I mean, if you've got an asset, which is a great figure and a great body, you gotta do everything you can to be successful.
See, this is the problem we have with women in all walks of life today. Look, take for example Helen Mirren.
She is a wonderful actress, and she has a great body.
See, you're instantly talking about her body.
Shulamith, to be taken seriously, you can't wear skin-tight
No,
jeans.
see, there are plenty of amazing actresses, or women in any profession for that matter, who aren't taken seriously and don't get the recognition they deserve because they're not unrealistically, conventionally beautiful to the male eye.
Right. You see an advert on TV. What is more stimulating? Helen Mirren or some lovely granny promoting food stamps? I mean, if you want to yell about the commercials, go watch them on the other TV with the ladies in the kitchen. I mean, didn't men give you the kitchen?
You didn't give it to us. You forced it upon us. Look, listen, I don't think this is going anywhere. Is there something else we can talk about?
Well, we have another question that we're hesitant to ask. It's a growing trend in America, so we will. Are female breadwinners a recipe for disharmony in the home?
No. A woman having a job should have no effect on a healthy family dynamic.
But most women are happier at home. They're just pretending they like working. And they're not making any money because they don't stay all night at the office. They don't go the extra mile on the
So
weekend.
why am I staying here fighting for all of
You
these
are
things?
making a mistake. You would be so much happier at home with a husband and children.
Okay, I refuse to sit and listen to this. Thank you.
Oh, well, it's no dream for me either, sweetheart. But I've been told I have to give you your own segment to talk about a topic of your choice. So, what would you like to talk about?
Finally. Okay, so I'd just like to discuss with you for a moment the economics of job getting in the current political climate. Okay, so the statistics that I've been able to... Okay, yeah, so I would like to discuss for a moment the economics of job getting. I would just like to discuss, just for a moment, the economics of job
Hello, Ms. Magazine. Yes, we spell it MS. What? No, we ain't no multiple sclerosis helpline. What? No, we're a magazine. I'm sorry, sir, that sounds very nasty, but I ain't no
Hello,
doctor. I
the
can't help you with
magazine.
that, I'm afraid.
Mrs. Magazine.
No,
No, we're not. I'm not
no,
in the tunnel. You're hearing me correctly. It's
Magazine.
Mrs. Magazine.
No, I ain't no
But not
doctor. I
this,
can
not this.
help you with that.
Come in.
That does sound very
Gloria! The new officer, great! How are ya?
Yeah, things are
Magazine.
going great, except no one
Gonna-
fucking understands our name!
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Wait, you invested in my magazine without knowing what our name meant.
I think of fish to fry, Gloria. Come on, don't you do it with me.
It's super simple claim. We chose Ms. because we thought it could be explained and justified. Mr. doesn't communicate a man's marital status, so why should a woman have Miss or Mrs. as if to advertise our availability as mates?
That makes a lot of sense, Gloria. Thank you.
See, Clay, you're becoming a feminist already.
Hey, don't you be labeling me with nothing, all right?
Well, that fucks up our front cover. We had you in a short skirt and high heels with the title Falca, a man reborn.
For your sake, you better be joking. If your readers catch a glimpse of my legs, I'll be stealing off.
All right, ladies, how are we getting on? Can I see the cover?
You've got to be joking me, Gloria. You expect me to print this? This is like some high school art project.
Listen, Clay, that is a relevant image, and it's to the point. You hook them in, that's what we need right now.
No. I told you it should be a man and a woman tied to a pole struggling. That's way easier to understand.
Clay, calm down. That cover was negative, limited. It focused on marriage, not on all women.
Wow, is this focused on all women? She's fucking blue.
It's also a problem of being racially multibigot. She's blue, so she's not of any one race.
Well, the only people who are going to
connect with her are Smurfs.
Oh, grow up, Clay.
Oh, come on. Look, why has she got so many arms?
Well, because in Hinduism, Dharma is,
Oh, come on, she's got 8 arms like she's holding all this stuff like a steering wheel.
It's
Come on,
because she's
Gloria.
balancing all the things a woman has to do today.
Yeah, if we're gonna get accurate, she'd need another 30 arms.
Well, why don't we have a man with 8 arms too?
Okay, a man only needs one arm, and that's to jerk himself off with.
Gloria, the magazine is going to be controversial as it is. If you want it to work, you got to start on the right foot or it's game over.
Clay, this magazine is gonna change the way society thinks, breathes, lives. It's gotta be controversial if we want people to listen.
I don't know, Gloria.
Please, you owe me.
Fine.
You mean it?
Give me 40 pages in the end of your issue and you can have the cover you want.
That's sweet, Clay. This is my magazine. I don't know.
Oh my
what to do.
God,
That's
Gloria.
fair enough, Gloria. I think it's worth taking the offer.
I'll subsidize 90 to 100 pages and you can choose the cover you want. Will that help?
Yeah, it does actually. Deal.
You guys kissed and made up?
Yeah, it looks like we have.
Yes. Thank you, Clay.
Come on, let's get a coffee. You're paying for it though.
Yeah, all right.
Kathy! 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 I'm just gonna watch the game with the guys. It shouldn't be too long.
Of course you are.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just that you spend more time with those morons than you do with your own family.
Morons. Kathy, they're my friends.
And I'm your wife, Jim. Gosh, sometimes I feel more like your mother.
Look, I'm only gonna be a couple hours. It's not very fair that you're
No.
fun.
What's not fair is that you get to piss off and watch baseball with the guys while I have to stay here and take care of everything. I mean, why is it that for some reason I'm not allowed to have any kind of ambition in life? Huh?
Kat.
What if I want to go out? What if one day, instead of taking the kids to school, I just decide to go to a protest in the streets for the women's liberation movement? You think I'm joking?
No, I think you're overreacting.
I'm tired, Jim. I feel trapped in my own house.
Where's this coming from? Why are you saying this is why you're saying this, because of some stupid magazine written by a bunch of lesbians who hate men.
We're not lesbians, okay? Don't be stupid. Besides, feminists don't hate men. We just hate the ideals that are forced upon us by them.
Oh, so you're a feminist now.
Every woman is a feminist, Jim. Every woman just wants to be treated equally to men. Not enslaved in her own house.
Oh, so you think I'm enslaving you?
No, that's not.
No, it's just by me going out and busting my ass working for some fat prick who treats me like shit. By me doing that but expecting you to stay here and look after our kids in our house, I'm enslaving you.
You're not really working at the moment, are you?
Hey, that's not fair.
I told you to get more hours.
It's not my fault they cut my shifts, you know. And as I said, the industry's moving to New Jersey, so if you want me to work more, then we gotta go there.
Why would I move to New Jersey? With everything that's happening now in New York.
Well, then there's only 2 other options, Kathy. Either I get a job at that pizza place with Steve, where I earn fuck all, or no, I'll just turn to crime like everyone else in this fucking neighborhood. Choice is yours.
Well, maybe I could get a job.
What?
I could get a job. And we could both provide for this family.
But then, who would look after the kids?
We both would. I mean, I would earn a lot less than you, that's for sure, but at least it would be 2 incomes.
Look, we'll talk about this later, yeah? I'm not saying I don't care. I do, you know. I love you.
I know. But times are changing for women now. We're finally getting a voice. Follow his dream. Before long, I am leading. He won't come with me. So match my thunder with your thunder. Match my dream. women if they're born men. It's that simple.
Oh, what's simple is your hateful attitude.
Oh, trust you to stick up for the lost cause.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I just think you married a bit of a loser.
Hold on. What right does a fucking lesbian have to tell me about marriage?
That's not fair. She has more right to lecture than you. At least she's changing the patriarchy. What are you doing?
Oh, that's rich. You only come here for the free coffee.
That's not true. I don't drink coffee. She's the one who flirts with every woman who turns up and scares them off.
Well, there's nothing worse than being jealous.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm just shocked that a frigid prude could be so embittered about not getting any. It's bad enough you putting limits and boundaries on your own sex
Oh, you've
life.
got to be kidding
But
me.
to
And
try
you're
to
the
put
one
on
who says porn is the oppression of women.
Yeah, it is.
But she's the prude. At least I'm not giving it away.
Guys.
Oh, don't you start trying to be impartial, okay? You're the one who started all this.
I'm sorry. All I did was put the radio on. Didn't think it would turn into fucking World War III.
Yeah, but if you hadn't, we never would have heard that song and never would have gone into transgender.
I just don't understand why we gotta have a common, quiet conversation.
It's because you're in a room with a lot of opinionated women.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. It just means it takes forever to get them to shut up!
You're worse than a man!
Hello, Miss Magazine. What? What am I wearing? A red top and black trousers, what? I will not be spoken like that, sir. This is 1972. Goodbye!
Legs, nice to see you ladies. All hard at work.
I play. Called it. I'm the rest of the team. What is it? We're going to talk about.
Funding your new magazine, yes. The first issue was a huge success!
That's fantastic. I knew you could do it. Thank you, Clay, for your help.
Well, we've had a few investors interested for a while now, but one has just come in and it's given us all the funding we need. Looks like this is going to be its own independent magazine.
That's amazing. Who's putting forward the rest of the money?
But you should ask. He's waiting outside. Steve?
Steve. Hello, Steve.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Steve.
Nice to meet you, Miss Steinem.
Hi.
Gloria, this is Steve Ross. Steve Ross, Gloria. Gloria's interested in...
I want to invest in your magazine. Make it happen. Take it off the ground.
Wow, that's fantastic. Can I get you a cup of coffee, Mr. Ross?
I don't drink coffee, just motor oil.
Okay, fine. What's your interest in this magazine? I hope you're familiar with our work.
I know what you write, and I want to get it published.
Okay, that sounds great. We'll talk further about that, but I hope you don't mind my being blunt. How much are you looking to put in?
I'm glad you asked. Let's talk green, and I ain't talking about cabbages.
Steve. Okay, would you prefer to talk privately?
That's fine, Gloria. We'll speak amongst ourselves, won't we, girls?
Do you mind? Go ahead. Okay. How can I help you, Mr. Ross?
Steve,
All right, Steve, what would you like to talk about?
has Clay told you what I do?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar.
I'm a businessman. I married into the funeral business, and now I am CEO of Warner Brothers.
Wow, Warner Brothers, you're the company to make like...
Comic books, movies, entertainment for the people of America and the wide world. You read Wonder Woman when you were a kid?
Oh, I loved Wonder Woman. Grew up reading it. I always thought the world of her.
Well, we'll talk more about that in a moment, but first, down to business.
Okay, well, how much are you looking to invest?
Well, how much have you gotten so far?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Well, just tell me what the most is you've received. 100,000? No? 50? Oh, Gloria, you really do need my help,
Mr.
don't you,
Ross.
Steve?
Steve Ross, I do not appreciate your condescending, patronizing, patriarchal tone. This magazine is damn good. There's a demand, Steve, and we will supply.
Good. Well, I'd like to invest. How does $1 million sound?
Wait. $1 million US dollars.
Cash or check?
Wait, no, I'm sorry. $1 million will buy out the company, and I will not give away majority control to a privileged male CEO who knows nothing about the women's struggle. And could be adding to it with any number of the misogynistic, sexualizing projects you have underway at Warner Brothers.
Are you quite done? I was not born into a silk diaper, laying nugget of gold shits, wiping my ass on mink fur. I was born to nothing and worked for where I am. No movement made me. I did.
I know, I'm sorry if I insulted you. That was not my intention. If I take that money, you'll own so much stock, I'll be giving away the magazine and to the man.
I don't want $1 million of stock.
What?
I want to invest $1 million. I'll take 25% stock. Okay.
Wait, you want to be a majority investor but minority holder?
That is what I say.
Are you sure?
I'm always sure. If you're not a risk taker, get the hell out of business. That's what I always say. Besides, I'm in the business of making lots of money, just like you, Gloria. Details. Do we have a deal?
Well, this is amazing. Truly, it'll make such a huge difference. It'll get us off the ground and up and running immediately.
Fantastic. Who should I have the check made out to?
Ms. Magazine should do the trick. I've got to say, I'm surprised. I had no idea a CEO would get behind the feminist movement so soon.
Well, of course. I'm all for female power. That's why I'm making such a push with Wonder Woman to make her a commercial, mainstream success again.
I loved her. That costume was so great.
Really, you think? We were making it a bit more practical, modern.
No, you can't. That costume's iconic. God, it's gorgeous.
Well, if the female icon wants it, she can have it.
I can persuade you. Hey, maybe I'll become a 25% holder of Warner Brothers.
You need a lot more than $1 million.
Not bad. Oh, I'm really looking forward to her comeback. I haven't read a comic in years.
I thought you would be. It's why I want you to write an article on her.
Wait, what?
What I mean is, I want you to write an article on Wonder Woman, a 7-page spread, if you will. Wonder Woman on the cover and lots of images on the inside. A Wonder Woman special, if you will.
I'm just not sure that's the kind of thing we publish here.
And I thought sending $1 million your way was a pretty friendly favor for a small, narrow-marketed magazine. I just want you to be friendly back, Gloria. I don't want the stock. I just want to have a mutually beneficial arrangement. Maybe if Wonder Woman was a mascot for Ms. Magazine.
I just don't know how the girls would feel about this. Manipulating our viewers in exchange for money.
What do you think, Gloria?
I think Wonder Woman would be a fantastic female icon. I think we need the money. I know we do.
Well, seeing as you're the head of this company, I only need your signature. I'm not trying to manipulate you here. I just want the deal that's best for both of us.
Okay, I'll do it.
Just sign right on that dotted line.
Okay, and what am I signing away?
Oh, nothing much. Just your soul.
Just your soul.
Sign away your soul.
Sorry?
Nothing. Just sign the dotted line for $1 million. Sign your soul to the...
Okay, here goes.
Sign your soul to the blank mark check. Paper money, put your soul in debt. You have dived into a moral gray area. Now you will endure global hysteria. To the rich man you sign your soul. Trading up your morals for your weight in coal. You dive right into the hole. Nobody will ever let this go. Because you sign away, you sign away, you sign away your soul.
Okay, here goes. Signed. You post the check tomorrow morning?
I'll get my PA on it right away. Thanks, Gloria. Pleasure doing business with you. I look forward to reading the article, The Wonder Woman Special.
Thank you. Jesus, what's bothering you?
We were just discussing whether the female
And that was
orgasm
the idea of a calm discussion, is it?
What is eating you?
Yeah, what the fuck is the matter with you? Now just began to realize why Patty and Schumann left in the first place.
What? It's not like Firestone jumped, she was pushed out.
Yeah,
I
but-
knew her biggest rival in the first place.
Hey, that's not
Trust you to abandon your principles at the drop of a hat.
What exactly is that supposed to
I mean that she's just so up her own ass that she can't focus on what we're trying to do here. And what exactly are we trying to do here? How exactly are we helping the movement?
What are you talking about?
Guys, I think it's over.
What do you mean it's over?
It can't be over. We've been fighting and bickering what feels like a decade. What good has been done?
We have helped women to feel empowered. We have helped them not to feel alone.
I accept that, I do, but the truth is it isn't working. We're too busy fighting amongst ourselves to
one.
No! Isn't it good that we have differing opinions? Well, doesn't that make us diverse?
Well, maybe. Barbara, tell us she's crazy. Barbara!
She might have a point.
Oh, come on!
You can't be serious. All I'm saying is that we have so many different opinions that it's hard to decide what's what.
I'll tell you what's what. You guys are all quitters, that's what.
Okay, well, let's say it is over. What do we do now?
When we started this movement about 10 years ago, men laughed and said that it would never grow. But we raised up our voices and we let them know. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on. Our grateful mothers' visions would not allow them rest. They fought for their own freedom from the east to the west. They won some labor battles, we must win the rest. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on.
We know as we do then that we must do it alone. The men who still oppress us cannot be overthrown.
Let's we combine our voices and we make them known. Now some say that the problem is just inside our heads, while others stand proclaiming that our movement is dead. But we will rise above it, our anger is still red. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on. Five sisters, fight on. Our power will grow and our dreams will be won if we fight. Sisters, fight on.
The midget? No, the ginger midget who used to chug beer when he passed out.
Fuck! Playing like crap. No, not the midget.
Yeah, we're all playing like a bunch of women. We're all afraid to tackle.
Hey, come on, told me about saying that stuff!
Shit, sorry, Annie, but if you're getting charged at by a 200-pound piece of prime beef named Alan Page, I'm sure you would be afraid to take a tackle too. So, if you're afraid to take a tackle, that means they're playing like women. You see my logic? Honey! Oh shit, I fucked up.
I told you not swearing.
Oh shit, sorry, honey.
Are you talking about Petey the midget that used to fight dogs for money? 'Cause
No,
that guy was
what is
crazy.
he called? Midgets or dwarfs? I can't remember.
Well, they ain't got nothing to do with Snow White, so I'm guessing the midget.
Petey from 7th Street.
Who?
Petey with the helmet.
Who?
Who? Petey who shoved it up Mary Lou in middle
Holy
school.
shit, Petey who shoved it up Mary Lou.
I forgot he existed.
Yeah, well, apparently he's working for some magazine now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Apparently he's doing good for himself. Guess how much Gloria Steinem's worth?
Oh, she's a feminist icon, ain't she?
Yeah.
Well, can't be much, you know. Can't have a millionaire fighting for the oppressed.
Claiming she's oppressed.
Can't have a millionaire claiming she's oppressed.
Exactly. Well, apparently it's Petey's job in the magazine to find out celebrity net worth. Yeah, the more you have, the easier it is to find.
What's she worth then?
What's she worth? She better not be worth more than a pizza boy, because all I do is complain and whine, and I don't see why she should get any more for doing exactly the same job.
Oh, she's worth $1 million.
No fucking way.
Bullshit.
That midget's got it all wrong.
Petey from the 7th Street who shoved it up Mary Lou wasn't a midget. That's little Petey.
Little Petey that used to fight dogs for money.
Oh yeah, you mean Petey who wrote the school magazine and has the hair lip.
Hair lip Petey.
Hair lip Petey.
Why didn't you just say you had a hair lip?
I did. But how bullshit is it that Gloria Steinem's out here pretending to be some victim when she's worth $1 million?
I could do with $1 million.
We could quite possibly solve all our problems with $1 million.
Imagine just being a feminist icon for $1 million. You know, what's Mary go to nice parties and nice cars and still be able to sleep at night thinking that you've done good? You know, what's Gloria Steinem done for my wife? You know, what's Gloria Steinem done for Mary? You know, with her limousines and champagne.
I'd be a feminist icon for $1 million.
You ain't eligible, you got a cock.
Yeah, well, I'd trade my cock for $1 million. She won't be missing much.
You sick fuck.
What? I haven't got $1 million worth of shaft down there that I've missed.
Besides, you don't need a cock if you're a millionaire anyway.
It's honest, Steve, and I respect that.
Well, I respect you and your kind tiny cocktail.
Hey, no, Joe's got an elephant trunk down there and we all know
This
it.
is true from what I heard.
It's like a baby's arm with an apple in its hand.
Oh, you so what do you want to say to that? Come on.
Why don't we ask Mary what you're working
No, don't. You won't like that guy.
Mary! How big is Lou's pecker?
Bigger than yours, that's for sure, Steve.
That's my girl!
I swear, the little duck cabinet in school will look like we're trash.
Yes, honey.
According to Gloria Steinem and her $1 million, we're all trash.
I'd rather have $1 million than no 1-inch disappointment.
That's my girl! I love you, honey. You're the only one in my heart. God, that wit's as sharp as the carving knife.
Fuck!
Well, there goes our chances of reaching the playoffs, the limb-tackling fox.
Those limb tackles have just cost me $200 fucking.
What? You actually bet on it?
Well, yeah, it was an easy win.
Yeah, well, how'd that one turn out for you, idiot?
Jeez, Jimmy, I hadn't noticed we'd lost. I was too busy watching my $200 fucking burn up in front of my wet, wallowing eyes.
Wasn't that just deposit money?
Yeah. I thought if I bet on the odds, I'd have enough money for my deposit and to leave that shit old pizza place.
Well, shit, Steve, would have helped you get the money together.
I don't want your money. I just want to be able to hold down a fucking job long enough to... I just want my fucking family back. I want my old job back at the docks and my kids and my wife. And I'm gonna have to sell my car and then I'm gonna have nothing. I'm gonna have nothing from a life of working hard, busting ass. A life of being a man, leaving me with nothing. With shit. But Gloria Steinem gets to have $1 million fucking for bitching about being a woman. For bitching about not being able to work down at the docks. Who the fuck wants to work down at the docks, huh? Fucking no one. Well, where's my $1 million fucking, huh? What about me? What about us?
What about our debt? What about our debt that means we have to die for the fucking flag? I just want my fucking brother back.
Fuck this shit.
Fucking
Bullshit.
total bullshit.
Steve, I've got some money put away.
No, that's not.
Just shut up and take the money. I'll take a look at your car on the weekend. See what I can do.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
Don't worry. Just don't gamble it on our shit fucking team.
Hey, we may have played like crap, yes. Our manager may or may not be addicted to hookers and booze. And our team may not know what game they are playing. But don't ever insult our team.
It's a good point. Well argued. Can't argue with that.
Thank you.
Hey, well, why don't we go grab a beer? Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Grab a beer at Mike's.
At Mike's?
Yeah, I know. It's the place you got your drink with Sammy. Yeah,
Yeah, I love a beer at Mike's.
Come on. Well, you're gonna have to pay. It's your bar.
No.
Hey, there's the rules.
Well, no, but Louis,
You gotta obey the guy code in this one, I'm afraid.
I'm
Jimmy-
going to take out the
Oh,
trash.
Jesus Christ, Mary! I'm trying to be emotionally available to the guys, and you got me taking out the trash. Come on, you know what emotion is like for guys. We're like stubborn clams, and trust me, none of us have got pearls on the inside. I love you, honey, and I'll see you later. Okay?
Hey, Louis.
What?
I love you.
I love you too. Hey, and teach those bozos how to tackle, huh?
You know I will.
That's my girl.
So by now, I'm sure you think you know me. But just bear in mind, this play was put together in like 2 weeks. I'm not saying any of this didn't happen, and I'm not saying that it did. The truth is, I've done a lot in my life. Some of it I'm proud of, and some of it I'm not. And in the end, who can judge anyone? The Red Stockings finally split for good in 1975, but all of the members went on to do amazing work campaigning for women's rights, both in America and across the world. Ms. Magazine became one of the top feminist magazines in the US, and I'm very proud of that. The Jane Collective gave 11,000 successful abortions between 1967 and 72. So whatever you may think, whatever you have decided, just remember through all the crap we have to sift through to get to the truth, there is always a story that takes a little girl from Ohio with a neglectful mother and turns her into a bold and creative young lady with a voice. And maybe we didn't touch on that enough, but I think these kids told a pretty good story. So take what you want from this, but remember, the truth will set you free. But first, it'll piss you off. We must stand as one.
Alone, we are nothing. Just an empty voice in a sea of voices with waves bigger than our loudest screams. But together, we can control these waves and turn the tide in our favor. We must live
being handed over to a committee of Congress.
I know some public files.
Raw audio files.
Raw files?
Raw audio files, all right?
I don't have an answer, but I should call someone.
You go over to the FBI and tell them I want it in 3 minutes.
You'll have it, sir.
And they're to have their ass, and they're to have it over here, or I will fire the whole goddamn bureau. You got that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go over there right now.
Yes, Mr. President.
Right, Harry. 8 months on an acting course. I think it's time for us to... You ready? I'm ready.
Hey, I'm walking here, man.
Hey, come here, you. Come here, you.
Boys.
It's been cut. What? There just isn't time. We just didn't have time. Obviously, like, it's quite a long show, so this is our last project. Yeah, but you were in the band, you know, London Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts. Yeah, but boys, I'm sorry, but it's just Sarah's. I'm so. Come on, boys. Like, just one more song, yeah?